My vision for Drummond Memorial Public School has always been for us to be the light within the town for ICT. And this initiative has really impacted the school because we've been able to build the capacity of the teachers. We've placed it into our school plan so then all the teachers can see there is a value for it. The kids love it. So from that, the teachers are feeling that they're really getting across the learning, that they're doing something very worthwhile in building students who are going to be able to work very well with coding and doing all the different projects that they are going to have to learn how to do in the society that we're becoming.
Our school has an approach where we will base an entire term's unit of work around a particular novel.
We've been reading The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, and he tried lots of different windmills so he can get more water.
So we based our literacy units around it. We looked at our science, even used it as our art.
Together with the Digital Technologies in Focus lead at the school, we developed a unit of work whereby the students would build their own model wind turbines.
So the starting point for this project was looking at windmills at a local wind farm in Glen Innes. From there we looked at windmills through history and discovered that the first one was made in Iraq, which a lot of the kids come from Iraq, so it was really meaningful for them.
Getting the students to build a model gave them the opportunity to learn a variety of engineering skills, and they could also use the microbits to determine and get an accurate measure of whether or not the wind turbines were producing more electricity or less electricity depending upon the design of the blades.
So what if we were to make that a little bit curved? Do you reckon that would give you a bigger number or a smaller number?
I don't know, but I'm going to try it.
Try it, yeah. Have a guess and try it.
So yeah, David Nypen, and we talked about him inventing the helicopter blades. Remember that last year? Yeah. And it's all come from the design of what, can you remember? The boomerang. Yeah, have a look at the shape of that and how it sort of starts down low here, builds up here, thicker in the middle, and cuts back down around the back. Just as an idea of how you can shape your windmill blades. When you look at Aboriginal people being here in Australia, how long have we been here? 65,000 years. So if you're sitting around for 60-odd thousand years, you're going to be sitting there and they're doing a lot of practice on things and maybe throwing them. Are they coming back? So there would have been a lot of prototypes. They would have experimented quite a fair bit, no doubt, like all scientists do.
Part of being engineers is that you're constantly asking questions and going through this process all the time, isn't it?
The design thinking cycle, I think, runs deep in just about everything we do. It just trains students to be reflective of everything that they do because they can see that there's benefit in that cycle.
I improved the design by curved at the top, because before it was just like a square, so I just curved it a bit, and then that made it moving better.
The first design we had was we just had the plane, so they were just flat. And then my partner Nashwan, he made a boomerang type and he added them on.
What I notice about the kids when they do STEM, they are collaborating, they're working together, they're learning from each other.
The best part was working with my friends and doing the coding. I like coding.
I love that moment that STEM gives them when they've accomplished that and they just cheer, you really do see the cheering. It really allows their success to be seen.
It's such a hands-on way to engage inquisitive minds and there's no wrong answer.
I think that to really get the most out of life and to really dive deep into what you see in the world around you, a good understanding of STEM is really, really helpful. The same way that literacy and numeracy, it can be quite debilitating if you're not literate or numerate. I think if you're not fairly well acquainted with STEM, you don't get the same access to the world around you as you would otherwise.